Good day and welcome to another season of Hanson Brothers Fantasy Football. We've got another great year ahead of us, and let's get started by doing our preseason rankings, shall we? We'll start as we do every year, by thanking Brian, Mark, and Eric Bustos for participating. Your donations are greatly appreciated. Big Blue has as much chance of winning as Vincent Jackson has of playing, which is 0, because he is not only suspended, but he is not signed to any team as of today. Maybe he was inspired by the movie Pulp Fiction. But he chose Vincent Jackson, not Samuel L. Jackson. Unfortunately for Brian, Vince does not have a wallet that says bad motherfucker on it. You lose. As for Mark, you should change your name back to not paying. Because with a team like that you are better off taking your money and setting it on fire. I look at his team and think, sell, sell, sell. If his team were a stock, I would short the fuck out of it and quick. As for Bustos, we understand you have more pressing matters on your mind lately. I think your priorities are keeping the Escobar family happy as you deflower their niece and figuring out how to get her into this country. I guess it really is not a big deal, since the amount spent for this league was the cost of your initial transaction with your new bride. I'd count your blessings and move on. Especially considering in 6 months, or so, you will not need to be praying for a fantasy win. It will be a DNA test you will be sweating. And that's not fantasy. That's real. Very fucking real. Remember, if Maury Povich calls, do not go on the show. It's a setup. My next tier of teams I will group together are the Lopez brothers, who each completely shit the bed respectively at positions 3, 4 and 5. Maybe if they combine all 3 teams together they can have one great team. But until Yahoo changes their rules to allow this, I think they are all fucked. Oscar, a rabid dog, never changes his spots when the cream is rising to the top of a mountain when he has his day. I have no fucking idea what that sentence means. I also have no idea what your team name means either. Syracuse 44. Okay. If you say so. Seriously though, you are hurting at the flex position. Steve Slayton? Not so much. As for Ole, Wes Welker, Reggie Bush, and Derek Mason, a guy with a limp, a guy who thinks he's a pimp, and a guy desperately looking for a hole. I now understand why your team is called the Ocho. That is what place your team will be in at season's end. Will's team will be fine until Carson Palmer becomes, well, Carson Palmer. I can see the chat Ocho Cinco tweets now. Throw me the damn ball, you cracker redhead motherfucker. This Batman and Robin Brotherhood BS will last until week 1. Then the Bengals go into the tank along with Will's mediocre squad. Caesar's team is awful. Painfully bad. Insultingly unprepared at draft, he made picks without logic or any rhyme or reason. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, see you in the Super Bowl again. Well done. What the fuck do I know? I still find it fascinating that Caesar remains the only fantasy coach in the country on more steroids than the players on his team. No beer at the draft, but a Molotov cocktail of HGH and Andro before bed is just fine. No Marina, it's Thursday, let's shoot up the right ass cheek tonight. And don't use all of it, please. We need some for Katarina. She has nationals on Friday. The next 4 teams are all solid. Blue Star, Miami Goodfellas, Ghana Steeler it, and 4th and Schlong. The Schlong took Miles Austin in the first round. I know you are single, but picking Miles Austin is not going to get you any closer to Kim Kardashian's ass. And yes, it's a very nice ass. Round, plump, juicy. How about a moment of silence for that fine booty? Anyway, unless you can change your draft to Steve Austin, the $6 million man, that pick was way too early. Steve Austin dated Farrah Fawcett. Back in the day, she was a fine piece of ass too. I've whacked it more times to that nipple poster she made than I can remember. But I digress. Lately, Joe's wife has come in handy in that regard, and for that I would like to thank him for friending me on her Facebook page. As for his team, Ade and Barbara might be joining Mason in the find-a-hole quest. Not one between tackles, but a 6-foot-deep one. They are both one wrong cut away from their respective retirement press conferences. Good luck with it. I wish I could say that Angel could take solace in the fact his incredibly successful and lucrative career in the music industry can offset his losses in this league at season's end. Unfortunately, he has as much shot as cashing in here as one of his artists having a hit record. He will be livin' la vida broke for the foreseeable future. Seth and Evan's team is a quandary. I like their starters, but am confused by the fact 4 of his reserves have a combined percentage ownership of 11. 2 of them may not be in the league come opening day. No one knows where the alley cat will roam, and in this case it went right into the shitter. Stick to your art deals. You know if your guy goes to the CFL those points don't count, right? And now to my preseason pick for number 1. The Running Raiders. Deshaun Jackson in the 2nd round. Brett Favre late as well. Great draft. There still may be questions about 2 rookie running backs on teams that have Angel, Uli, and Oscar blocking for them. But besides that, solid team all around. Well, that is all for this week. I'll be providing weekly updates as the season progresses. We have a mid-season party planned where the attendees will be all participants, their wives, which will, if we keep our fingers crossed, include Eric Bustos' new bride, along with his new kid, and if things work out the way I imagine, the kid's real father. That is, if we can work out the visa issues for the dude in Colombia. A boy can dream, can't he? Good luck everyone, and see you soon. This is Roadhouse signing off. Are you ready for some motherfucking football?